What's going on, everyone? My name is Bino from Kendama with Bino, and today I'll be bringing you a comparison of Sweets Kendamas versus Krom Kendamas. Sweets Kendamas is a North America-based company, and Krom Kendamas is from Denmark, a European company. Just like to say, firstly, these are both very good brands. Sweets is very popular, as many of you may know. Krom, I just recently heard about them. This is my second month of doing Kendama, but Krom is a very popular company as well. So let's get straight into it. So this Sweets Kendama was about $20. I bought it from Target. I didn't order it off their website. I seen it was in stock at Target, and I'm sure they're in stock at a lot of Targets by you guys. I just decided this was my first Kendama. It was simple. I could just go pick it up at the store. I didn't need to wait to order anything. So this was my first Kendama, actually. This is the Krom Plasticity Umbra variant. I ordered this one off of Krom's website. They have a ton of deals going on, so that's always a bonus. They're summer deals, so get it while you can. So first thing in comparison of these both are the Kens themselves. As you can see from just looking at it, the Sweets Ken is a little bit smaller, not as longer, and Sweets is a little more thicker, just from the base all the way up to the both cups. You can see it's just a little more thicker. On the other hand, the Krom is a lot more lightweight, it's a lot more thinner, and it just feels a lot lighter than the Sweet itself. If you take a look at Kendamas, most Kendamas are made like this, a little more thicker, not as slim as the Krom is. And this Sweet Kendama, this is basically what you'll see from like Kendama USA or anywhere like that. A bunch are normally made like this. And it is good. It's good for certain things. You know, every Kendama is different. If you can do a trick, you should be able to do a trick on every single Kendama. It shouldn't matter, but they do help. Krom is just so much more lighter that it helps a lot with juggling and lunars. The lunars are just so smooth on the Krom. You could do lunars on the Sweets, but the Krom with lunars and juggling and taps is just so much more efficient. As you can tell, it's just so much thinner of a Kendama. It just helps that situation so much more. In total, the weight comparison, they feel the same. You can tell it's the Sweet's a little bit more heavy, but not by much. It's not like a drastic change. They're about the same weight, but when you pick up a Krom, you can feel how light it is. The Krom, Ken, and Dama itself, they're equal weight distribution, so that is very cool to have, you know, when you're doing your turns and stuff like that, you're juggling. It's the same weight, so it doesn't throw it off too much. On Sweets, they do feel the same as well, but they're not guaranteed that it is the same weight. I didn't see that on the box as it has it on Krom's box. Like I said, I paid $20 for this Kendama. It's a perfect starter Kendama, definitely to start learning tricks and starting getting a feel of it. For the Krom, I paid about $30 in total. It was $20 for the Kendama plus shipping. Like I said, I bought this from Target, so there was no shipping costs at all. This Krom Kendama is normally about $60, but it was 60 or 70% off when I bought it, so it was $20, so I had to take advantage of that. On Krom's website, there's a bunch of different Ken styles in stock always when I was looking at them, and they have a bunch of deals, so that is a bonus. You can get a more expensive Kendama or a more cooler looking Kendama for cheaper, or as the same price as you would get like a starter Kendama from Sweets. Trick wise, on Sweets, this was where I started. This is where I started learning all my tricks. I could do lunar, I could do whirlwind, I can juggle, I can kind of do taps, I could do all the more intermediate tricks. I learned them all on here. The stalls, I learned them all on there. It was perfect. I was able to do them. It would take me a little bit, say, to just land a lunar. It would take me like 5 attempts to be able to actually land the lunar, right? But when I first got this Krom, I've had it for about a week now. Honestly, my level of Kendama went up drastically. I'm able to hit lunars just every time. Whirlwinds are just so much more smooth. Gunslingers, just everything is so much more smooth on this Krom, and I do believe that it's because of the Ken shape. The Ken shape is just so much slimmer, and it's just so much like, it's a little bit longer, but not by much at all. If you would be able to tell more if I didn't wear down this spike, but I first started playing with this one and wasn't able to spike a lot. Moving over to the Dama comparison, starting with Sweets. Sweets really has good paint. This was sticky when I first got it. Obviously, it doesn't last forever. You know, it helps when you first get it, but it was a sticky coat on top of this. I've used this kendama, Sweets Kendama itself, for about over a month now, a month and a week, I'd say. And yeah, there's chips in it, but the paint didn't wear off, right? I don't know how the Krom is going to be because I've only played with it for about a week, and I've been getting better at kendama, so I'm not like messing up the paint as much. I'm landing more tricks. But for Sweets Kendama, Sweets paint is really good. It's outstanding how well it's held up with. You could see all the dents just all throughout it. And yeah, there are some chips in it, but you don't see any wood yet. Moving over to the Krom comparison, Krom's feels, when I first got them both, I remember it was definitely sticky, but this, it does feel like more expensive paint and a better paint job. And I'm not saying that Sweets is worse than Krom's. They're about the same. It would take a little bit to see the wear and tear on the Krom to actually give you a full comparison, because Sweets held up perfectly. Obviously, it's not sticky, but if you can't do a trick when it's not sticky, you need to get better, honestly. You can't just go about the stickiness of it. Sweets Dama had that shine that the Krom has, so it's only because I really haven't used this one as long as I've been using this one. But all in all, Krom's Dama itself has been doing very well for me with my lunars, with the equal distribution of balance. It feels a lot better, you know. A big comparison also in the Damas from Sweets and Krom is, if you can see right here, the bead, which was supposed to be a bead, what they normally put in, this is a weighted bead. That's what, I don't know the proper term, but it's weighted. So it helps a lot if you're trying to do, like, say you're trying to do like the snakes or the snake bites or something like that. It's weighted, and a lot of people will tell you that that's the way to go if you're trying to do the string tricks and stuff like that. They come with weighted already on it, right? And that's awesome to see. Sweets comes with just the normal bead, not weighted or anything. They both come with an extra string in their box when you get them, and Krom does give you another weighted one. Sweets just gives you another bead. So that is another bonus for Krom, because they give you a weighted one. You just have more opportunity to do tricks. You could still do the snake bite with that. It's just harder to get it out when you're trying to throw it at it. With this, it's weighted, and when you throw it, it just fully wraps around it all. Like, I'm not trying to do it how I normally would, but the weighted does help. It's just another added bonus on for Krom. I've been really starting to take Kendama seriously, and every day I've been playing. I still use both of them, but right now Krom's my go-to because it's my newer one. You know, I just like, my favorite color is blue, so that's why I do, and this is why I bought it actually, because it was blue. I didn't really know what I was getting myself into because I really only had this Sweets Kendama, and Sweets is a great company, don't get me wrong, but I would honestly prefer Krom over Sweets. I'm sure a lot of you have different opinions on it. From how Krom is made with their Ken, just how lightweight it is and just how thinner everything is, like from the spike to the body shape to being able to hold a lunar, like it just feels so much nicer when you're doing tricks and going for lunar flips. Like, I could hit lunar flips all the time now on here. This, it takes me a couple tries to land it, but it is doable. I'll give you guys a big cup comparison. So Sweets, it does have a big cup, but it just looks about the same. Krom is just so much thinner and not extremely smaller, but that's why it looks like that. You can see from the size of it that it's a lot thinner than Sweets. Small cup comparison. See, I have to lift it up to make them even. I like how Krom is just a little bit taller too. It just feels so nice in hand while playing. But here's the small cup comparison. Sweets is a lot smaller compared to Krom's. They're about the same weight, but just going the indents in it, and you know, it's thicker, so it's harder to land stuff on there, as when you land it on the small cup, it actually goes in and you can, you know, distribute it to make the catches easier. For the bottom cup, they do have the indents in there to make lunars easier and make the balancing easier out. Sweets goes all the way in They go way further. Krom is just enough right there. Krom has just a little bit of indent right there, and it does help. I don't know the exact ounces that they weigh, but Krom's is so much more lightweight. When I was first looking at it, I thought it was not going to be that good because, as you see, Sweets is just all the way through, and that's pretty cool to have that distribution. But Krom has definitely been better with lunars and having to have that balance, you know. If that wasn't taken out, you know, it would be easier to fall. You would still be able to do it, but it just makes it a lot easier. But from the looks of it, you would think the lunars would be a lot easier on Sweets, and it isn't, honestly. Just the way how slim this Ken is, it makes it so much easier than the Sweets. I really love both brands. I'm sure later on in the future I'll definitely get another Sweet, but for now I will definitely be sticking with Krom and going with different Ken sizes. I'm going to try the 2 Good out, and there was another one I wanted to try out as well. For my total opinion, I would definitely go with Krom. It's more expensive, but it is on sale. I'm pretty sure it's still on sale. I think they raised it up a little bit, but it's still on sale. So if you wanted to go get yourself a kendama right now, I would go check out Krom's website because they have more expensive kendamas on sale for cheaper. So take advantage of that while you can. While on the other hand, Sweets has a bunch of starter kendamas that are on their website for $19.99, I'm pretty sure, plus shipping obviously. Or you could go pick this up at Target for $19 and there won't be any shipping costs, and you can get it in hand right away, which is very awesome. It's so cool that they're in a store that you could just go and pick it up. Sweets definitely has cheaper stuff on their website and a little more expensive. Sweets really doesn't have that big of a variety, but Krom has a huge selection of stuff on their website. You can find any type of color style that you want on there. They have basic ones, just wood, no coating. They have everything on there. And like I said, there's a bunch of summer deals going on right now, so basically everything on their website is a certain percentage off. Like this was $60. I got it for $20. It was like 70% off, and you know, that's an amazing deal. So yes, from the title of this, Sweets versus Krom, I would definitely pick Krom over Sweets. There's no hate to it, but just, you know, going from that Ken, basically what got me is this Ken. From first feels of it, it felt cheaper to me, but it's just perfect for all the tricks that I like doing. Sweets is a very good company, but I would definitely take Krom over Sweets. So if you guys did enjoy, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want, drop a comment down below. I'm very interested what your guys' favorite kendama is. Thank you guys.